Okay. It's the next day. And I'm gonna try to fix these brakes just to save money. And yeah, I got a shop. One of the reasons I found a house with a shop because I wanted to be able to work on stuff and save money. I think if you add a shop, you don't really add any value to your property. But if you can get a property with a shop, then you can use it. Like it's raining outside. So anyway, I'll just get to it. I can't show everything. There's not much room because I have another car. Let's see if I can show it up on the lift above it. That's my hobby. So anyway, I'm going to jack it up, take it apart, and I'm probably have some videos in between, and we'll see what the problem is. I'm pretty sure the caliper froze up. So that's it. Okay, I just want to say here, I mean, I got other videos working on cars and stuff, but this is about money. So I taught myself how to do mechanics over the years, but reading books, and they didn't have YouTube back then. But I'm trying to make this short. Loosen your wheel nut before you lift your car. Loosen your wheel nuts. Break them loose, then tighten them back up by hand, because you can't. If you do it after the car's up, the wheel will spin. So you get them loose, tighten them back up by hand, then take the wheel off. I haven't taken it off yet, but it's loose. Jack it up. That jacks into the axle. And then there's a jack stand on the left. That's to make sure that if you just left it up on a jack, the jack could fail. You never know. So the jack stand is like precaution, in my opinion. So I'll leave the jack and the jack stand. So I jack it up, put the jack stand under, lower it down until it hits the jack stand. So most of the weight is on the stand on the left, but then I put the pressure back on that hydraulic jack. So I'm double protected. Okay, this is just a bunch of start and stop videos, but the other thing I wanted to say, what I've learned is, if you've never done something before, just take lots of pictures before you take it apart. The urge is just take it apart and you think you're going to remember how to put it together, but trust me, you're not, unless you're some kind of genius. I'm going to move the camera now as close as I can. I'm in tight quarters. So that's the rotor, that's the caliper, the brake pads are inside here. So this is what I'm talking about. You gotta loosen this before the wheel, but there's grooves in here. So when I was young, I used to take these in, and I'll show you when I get them off, and you get it turned like on a machine, and it gets it all smooth. But these things are so cheap now. It might take a day. You know, you take it down, you drop it off, you get it back. It's got to be within tolerance. Forget it. Let's go buy a new one of these, a new caliper, and new pads, and that's it. And again, you just kind of look at it. What is holding this on? What is holding that on? I can tell you this is going to slip right off. I don't have to take this apart. There's a couple bolts here and here holding this on, so I got to move that. Once I move that, I got to disconnect it because I'm going to get a new one. It's this piece here. It's got pistons in it. Anyway, that's the idea. Take pictures. So for instance, I'm just going to do it right in front of you. It might sound stupid, but this is how important it is. You can't have too many pictures. Some kind of drain hose, I'm not sure where it's coming from. Apart from the radiator, for some reason, somebody's tied it off. Okay, let's see. What I'm taking pictures of is the bolts back here. Anything else that I think I might need? I'm gonna have to take this brake line off, so I'll take a picture of that. Take another picture. I cannot stress the importance of taking pictures. You don't have to remember, try to remember, but when you get stuck, you got pictures. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to say, I'm behind the camera, but you know, a lot of people don't fix things because, you know, it's scary. You've never done it before. You don't have the tools, and so on and so on, and you don't want to do it. Who wants to work on a dirty old car? But I'm gonna bet you this is gonna save me $700. No, this is not cheap. Doing this kind of work, and it's probably gonna take me a couple hours. Let's double that, 4 hours. I gotta go get parts and so on. So, but what the point of this is, you don't have tools. Well, if I'm gonna save $700, I can go buy some tools. They're basically free. Your labor is free. I mean, it takes time. You can't go have fun. But with $700, let's say it's $500. Let's say it's $400, $300, $200. You can go buy tools. Next time you have to work on something, you'll have most of the tools. So you're getting tools for free. There's a lot of ways, you know, you gotta look at money in a lot of different directions. I can get free tools for the next time, and next time I won't have to buy as many tools. Every job seems to need special tools, but that's how I bought my tools all my life, is with that way of thinking. How can I buy my tools free? I mean, it's not free, but I didn't have to go pay somebody else, so to me that's free. Okay, I'll turn this video on a little bit. Again, everybody has to work out how to do this stuff. But get them, always, if you're working on a car, always get some kind of oil pan. So like I disconnect the brake line. When I disconnect the brake line, fluid's gonna come out. I got vice grips on there to help clamp it. That might stop it, it might not. These are old t-shirts and rags, start keeping those. When they get oily, don't keep them inside. So just throw them outside and the sun let them dry out. So let's see what happens. Oh, and I got a piece of wire so I can tie this thing up. Let's see, what can I tie it to? Tie it right here. Just watch how you take things apart. There's a washer here and there's a copper washer here. Tie it up. Less likely to drip. tools in order. So the brake line is disconnected. Now I gotta loosen this caliper. Again, I'm not going to show all this. Some of this stuff is going to end up being metric. So you got to have metric in. Another one down here. Amazing how you get warm fast. So again, I've taken off 2 nuts. I already lost track what I did with the other one. Still, no, that's right, it's still up here. So just keep track of this stuff. And if it's starting to come loose, I'll just take this off, take this off. Keep these rags around to keep my hands clean. I put on old clothes. Brake fluid coming out of the caliper. You get a nut. If you get something that's tight like this, you can put a pipe on here or something. I just don't want to get up and get it. Okay, so I made kind of a mess. I'll just wipe it up right now. Spring popped out. See, I think there's pistons inside here. I think that these pistons froze. Well, I was just saying a spring came out. What do I do with it? Again, this is one of the reasons to take pictures. I don't know where that came from, but there is still one in there. These are holding the disc pads in, so I was going to put it in. I can see the hole. And I'll take a picture of that. These are why you need to keep taking pictures. So, I don't know if you can see with my head in the way. Here's those springs I was talking about. This one that came out. I'm going to take a picture of that. The next thing that has to come off is this piece to get this out. And I'll do that off camera. So, this is the caliper. It's got piston when you push on the pedal. I don't know if you can see it. When you push on the pedal, the fluid goes into that hose and pushes these into the brake pads into the disc. That's it. Now, why am I going to replace this? Because I can't rebuild it. I mean, or I don't want to rebuild it. These things are so cheap nowadays. I mean, cheap might mean $100, but I don't want to do this twice. And here's the brake pads. But before I take them off, I will take a picture, like I said. Here's another spring down here, so you want to make sure you get. Well, just want to make sure you take pictures. And the urge is you want to wipe your hands on your clothes, so that's why you keep rags with you. Okay, I got those bolts loose for the caliper bracket, I guess you'd call it. I had to do like I was saying, I had to put a pipe on here to get extra leverage. And then to slip the nuts on, slip the socket on, these were dirty. So I just cleaned them up with a sandpaper before I took them off. Else I couldn't get the socket on. And I didn't want to feed it on. And then you can't get it off. So anyway, take this off. There's a nut here, a bolt here, and a bolt here. You see there's some springs on here, hold the pads in. I took a picture of that, but I'll still be careful. Leave it together like it is. And then there you go. That's all you gotta take apart. Now I suggest when you're working on something, when you go to get parts for anything, refrigerator, TV, anything, toy, take the parts with you. Take it apart first. Now you can buy this stuff online cheaper. But the problem is that they send you the wrong stuff. You might wait a week and then you get the wrong stuff and you're stuck. Then you might send it back and still get the wrong stuff. That's happened to me. So I'm just going to go to my local auto parts store, which I think is Napa, and they're as cheap as anybody. And they also asked me a question, what size Even though I told them the year and everything, they said, what size is this? There's two different sizes. Never leave a store, when you're doing your own work, never leave a store without taking your parts and seeing if they are exactly the same. Because gas costs money too, back and forth, back and forth. So I'll take the pads, and these pads aren't in bad shape, but they're like 20 bucks. And I replaced the other ones. I'll take the pads, I'll take this, and you can see that, and I'll take this. When I come back, they should be exactly the same. And when I say the same, you need to look at it, you know. You need to make sure that hole's in the right spot, that's in the right spot. Just the right size. Don't assume that these salespeople know what they're doing. That's what they are. They're salespeople. They don't work on things. They might have picked up some lingo, but they're salespeople. They don't know. Their job is to sell. Your job is to fix. So this is, I'm just seeing if anything's loose here, and this is, the bearings are good, it spins good. I'm going to take this clamp off for a second. Just make sure it's dripping, make sure that there is fluid coming down. There is. And don't over tighten this, you don't want to squish your hose. I mean, you could plug up the end, whatever you feel comfortable doing. So that's it. I'm just going to wash my hands. And go. What works good for me is I think it's called Purple Power. You buy like a gallon of it, and it's like 20 bucks. But it doesn't have any. It's biodegradable. And then I put it in a spray bottle. You know, just go get a spray bottle. So I just keep filling it up. It'll last years. And then I have another bottle with another spray bottle with soapy water to wash all that stuff out of my hands. And then my hands are clean. So that's it until I get my parts back. Okay, I got back from the parts store. And I'll show you the parts. It's 206. For brake pads and the hardware. Pads for both sides. I only need one side. Then it came with a caliper and the bracket put together. So that's one less thing I gotta do. All I'm gonna do is put 2 bolts in. And a new disc rotor, I guess you call it. And like I said, I took all my old parts with me, matched them up. And they all match. So like I was saying, in the old days, I used to take these in and you'd turn them on a machine, but now everything's so cheap, you don't need to do that. You don't need to rebuild this, you don't need to get this turned. And also there's core charges. So they took this old piece and gave me $60 back. If you didn't hand it in, it'd be another 60. So that's it. So this is the way to get it. If you can get it this way with this bracket on here, because these bolts here, this actually slides. So this is pre-lube, new seals, new bolts, new washers. All these spring parts that you need to keep the pads pushed against. And that's it. Okay, I got the truck back together. I was going to take more video, but the battery went dead. You know, I tried buying some Chinese batteries for this camera. I got this Sony camera I bought for $100, but the Chinese batteries are no good. So anyway, it's back together. Same day, $200, $206 I think. I had all the right tools, luckily. And again, I'm just talking about unconventional ways to save money. Just panning around my yard, there's the cat. Oh, one more thing. I wanted to talk about buying stuff from China. Well, I mean, we all do it. But it seems like everything we buy just wears out and you have to buy it again. So I'm not sure it's really cheaper. Unless you know you're going to only need it once or twice or 10 times. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that in because it's been bugging me. Hey, kitty, what are you doing? What are you doing, kitty? That's it.